Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the upcoming race this weekend in Mugello. Now, before we get into it, here is the schedule for Friday. Here is the schedule for Saturday. And here is the schedule for Sunday. Now, as we can no doubt guess, that this weekend is an important race for Ducati and Aprilia, being at home in Italy. And, what do I kind of expect? I'll be honest. I think, Pecco Bagnaia is going to be very keen in getting a double victory this weekend. Nearly had it last weekend in Catalonia, but crashed in the sprint race while leading. Jorge Martin definitely wants to stretch his lead at the top of the championship. Also, does want to put one over on Pecco in Italy. Marc Marquez, well, look, he's just dying for a win. I know he's happy with the podiums. This weekend, if a Ducati wins, it will be the 93rd win for Ducati. Pecco Bagnaia took the 63rd and Casey Stoner took the 27th win. So is there something in the numbers? Let's wait and see. Aleix Espargaro, again, riding with a lot less pressure now that he has announced his retirement. So, important race for Aprilia. So definitely will be interesting to see how he goes. Fabio Di Giannantonio, top VR46, definitely proving himself. He is always in and around the top 5 or top 6, maybe top 10 when he finishes. So solid, and I think, he can definitely do some damage this weekend. Raul Fernandez, I think he's a lot to prove this weekend. That last weekend wasn't a flash in the pan, or it wasn't because the circuit suited the Aprilia. Alex Marquez, who says that he's not number 2 to Marc Marquez in the Gresini team. I would kind of beg to differ, but he does need to have a good, solid race weekend this weekend. Brad Binder, look, let's be fair, not having a great season, not really gelling with the bike. Needs to be finishing more towards the top of the timesheets in all sessions, but also in the races, and it's not seemingly happening. So it will be interesting to see what Brad does this weekend. Definitely a big weekend needed. How will Yamaha get on with Quartararo? It'll be interesting. Yamaha have tested here, so I'm expecting a little bit better than expected or normal, because they should have some of those settings down early. Miguel Oliveira definitely needs to step up and try and get some consistency on in his season so far. Marco Bezzecchi, again an Italian at home, will definitely want to impress, not having the best season on the GP23 so far, but again, hopefully he can turn it around this weekend, especially at home. Maverick Vinales, again, another guy that needs a big weekend, if I'm honest. Showed a lot of inconsistency. Yes, he did some epic races where he was Batmav and brilliant and this, that, and the other. And you're like, how has this guy not won a championship? And then, when you have a race like Catalonia, he finishes in 12 to 22 seconds behind. Doesn't really make sense. Pedro Acosta, I think Pedro really just needs to finish a race weekend. Not in the gravel trap, I should say. Get a good solid finish, but saying that, he's young, he's pushing the front. Let's wait and see what happens out of Pedro. Nakagami and the Hondas, I would expect to see a stronger bunch of Hondas here, let's just say, because they have tested in the past 3 weeks in Mugello, so they've been able to dial that bike in a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see, are they somewhat closer? I'm not expecting them to be right up there, but will they be somewhat closer gap-wise? Bastianini had a terrible weekend in Catalonia, the main race on Sunday. So he does need a really good, solid race weekend this weekend. Alex Rins, again, not so good in Catalonia, but, he has had the test, so I do expect him to be, I won't say top 5, but I would expect him definitely to be knocking on the door of the top 10. Morbidelli, again, he just needs a finish, if I'm very, very honest. A solid finish for Morbidelli would do him no harm at all. Augusto Fernandez, again, if he can try and crack what's going on, another difficult weekend ahead, I do expect, though, for him. And then Jack Miller, finally. For Jack, not so good the last time out. Man under pressure already. You kind of feel for Jack. Jack is one of those riders that people just love to get on with and have a beer with. Rumor has it that Jack is going to end up in Honda for 2025. Pit Buyra has come out and already said that his seat is under pressure. They want to keep him, but his performances need to lift. All in all, expect a crazy weekend. Remember last year, Brad Binder did 366.1 kilometers an hour at the end of the straight. I think this year that could be broken. But there's anything I can say about Mugello, it is probably one of the best rider tracks in the world. Closely rivaled, I would say, with Portimao, if I'm honest, but it's one of those tracks that you would absolutely love to ride. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What do you think of Mugello, and who do you think is your fastest man on Friday? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.